What's happening, guys? Mr. Rouge again, and this time we're talking about photosynthesis. And today is an overview of that process. So let's go over some basic vocab. We have these two words, autotrophs and heterotrophs. If we break those words down, auto means self, hetero means different or other, and troph means nourishment. Okay? So this green plant, this would be an autotroph. Okay, why is it called an autotroph? Because it makes nourishment by itself. Okay, this plant is able to create food on its own through the process of photosynthesis. Now, what about this lion? This lion is an example of a heterotroph. The heterotroph obtains nourishment from different organisms, so it has to eat or consume something. You and I, we're considered heterotrophs because where do we get our energy from? Where do we get our nourishment? We have to eat food. We can't make our food on our own. Autotrophs are able to make their own food. So if we take a look at how energy moves throughout our system, all the energy on our Earth is coming from the sun. Our sun is constantly shining down energy. That energy gets stored in green plants through photosynthesis. Now plants are going to use that energy to make food. That food stores the energy. Heterotrophs are going to consume those plants to get their energy, and also other heterotrophs may eat other heterotrophs to obtain their energy. So where did all this energy come from? Well, it came from the sun. Where is this energy getting stored? It's actually being stored in glucose by photosynthesis. Okay? And then that goes from the autotroph to the heterotrophs. So what is the big idea? What's the big picture of what goes into photosynthesis? Well, number one, sunlight. Sunlight is the energy source to drive this whole process, okay? What else is going to go in? Well, think, what do plants need? Plants need carbon dioxide, and they also need to take in water. Those are the reactants for this process. What they produce, what the products are oxygen and sweet, delicious glucose, okay? Go ahead and take note of this on your notes, please. And this page as well. So photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is the process where green plants use light energy to make food and oxygen from carbon dioxide and water. The overall equation, I mean, this isn't the numbers, but the big idea is sunlight, 6 carbon dioxide, plus 6 waters. That's going to give us glucose and 6 oxygen. And this should look very familiar to you guys. If you think back to cellular respiration, this is cellular respiration backwards. In cell respiration, we use glucose and 6 oxygen. We made 6 carbon dioxides and 6 water, but that energy was actually trapped in ATP. It was not from sunlight, but the energy from sunlight eventually goes to ATP. Now, if you break down that word photosynthesis, photo means light, and synthesis means to create. So we have the light portion right here, and synthesis, what are they making? Well, plants are making glucose. Okay? Synthesis to make. They're making glucose. Okay? Okay. The energy from this sunlight, where is that energy going? That energy is actually getting trapped in glucose, in those bonds. When we go through cell respiration, we're going to release that energy in the glucose and store that into ATP, okay? But in photosynthesis, the sunlight, the energy in sunlight is stored in glucose. Okay, so where does all this take place? In plants, it takes place in the chloroplast. There are these green jelly donut looking things, and they're plant cells, okay? This is where photosynthesis occurs. Keep in mind, we don't have chloroplasts, we have mitochondria, but plants actually have both. Plants also have mitochondria, so they're actually able to go through cellular respiration too. So they do use some of the oxygen that they make, they just let off what they don't need, okay? So plants actually go through both photosynthesis and respiration. Animals like you and I, we only go through respiration, okay? Make sure you take note of everything on this page, please. Okay, and here is the equation with the formulas. Make sure you take note of this as well. For photosynthesis, we start off with sunlight, 6 CO2s plus 6 H2Os. That gives us our products. Glucose, which is C6H12O6. Okay, remember, this is glucose. Okay, this is our oxygen. This is our water. And that's our carbon dioxide. Okay? If we look at cell respiration, it is the exact opposite. It is backwards. Okay? So our products in photosynthesis are actually the reactants in cellular respiration. And if we look at the products of cellular respiration, that's actually the reactants in photosynthesis. They're exact opposite processes. The only difference is photosynthesis is using light energy in storing that light energy into glucose. It's storing it here. In cellular respiration, we're taking that stored energy in glucose, we're actually releasing it and storing it in ATP. Okay? Other than that, they're exactly the same. Okay. So, these are just the different ways to show the same equation, just like before we did cell respiration. Sunlight plus 6 carbon dioxide plus 6 water gives us glucose and oxygen. We can also say sunlight plus 6 CO2s plus 6 H2Os gives us C6H12O6 plus 6 O2s. Or we could also show it this way with a model. These are our 6 carbon dioxide molecules, our 6 water molecules, our single molecule of glucose, and our 6 molecules of O2. Again, just like we did for cell respiration, if we count up all the carbon atoms, the black ones, and the reactants, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. On the products, this is the glucose now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If we count up the hydrogens, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. On this side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Count up the oxygens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Count up the oxygens on the product side. Should be exactly the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. Again, nothing is created, nothing is destroyed. Everything is just broken down and rearranged, okay? Here's another way to show this. The CO2 molecules, the water, they're eventually going to break down. They break down from molecules into single atoms. They rearrange to form the products, okay? So that's the light energy that breaks it down. They make their glucose molecule, and then they make their 6 O2s, okay? That was photosynthesis, folks, and I'll talk to you all next time. Adios.